YouTube now. And we're about to start recording now.
No, follow the token. She's so wild, singing perfect harmony.
Can you hear the audio, Chip?
Sounds terrible. Yeah.
Hello, everybody out there listening to us live. Chip wanted some intro music, so I stuck my phone up to the microphone and did it the old school way with a little Smash Mouth, Walking on the Sun, greatest song of all time.
No.
Greatest hype song of all time. What's better?
Greatest hype song ever?
Yeah, Smash Mouth, Walking on the Sun. If that doesn't get you hype, I don't know what does.
Okay. I'm not even that's
Well,
not
give me a song that's better than that.
a hype song?
Yeah. If you say
Um,
this isn't true, then give me something that is better than that.
I'm the Man Right Chair by Mystical.
What the
That's what Deion Sanders plays when he gets hyped. You don't
man?
remember? Play the music. Play the fucking music.
Dion getting hype. How's Dion going to do this year? What are your thoughts?
I mean, I think he's starting a true freshman at quarterback, right?
I got the live chat up on right here. Um,
I have
Who's the-
no. I mean, I think do they still have they had some pretty good wide receivers.
he's got skill. He's got good skill on his roster for the Big 12.
Yeah.
He doesn't have Shedeur Sanders, who was a great college quarterback.
Yeah, Story would have been good everywhere. Which is why I don't understand why he's not a Saint. Anyways, but whatever.
I mean, I'll visit that topic. I mean, the Saints screwed up royally by not picking Shedeur Sanders.
Yeah, it's gonna probably piss people off, but it's true.
I mean, okay, if the people that think Shedeur sucks, if he actually sucks, then the Saints would have ended up with a first round, number one overall pick next year anyway. So why not have Shedeur and at least have some media publicity behind you?
I mean, I would have taken Shador from 2020 to 2023. Oh, well, 2022. Before we had Daniels, I would have taken Shador Sanders in a heartbeat.
He was
Matt
a
Johnson, and yeah,
he was a great college quarterback.
he would have
Who
been good. He would have been good at anywhere he went. He was good everywhere he went.
This is going to upset a lot of Saints fans when I say this. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
his ceiling, Shedeur Sanders' ceiling in the NFL is Aaron Brooks, which is a good NFL quarterback.
Yeah.
What is Tyler Shuck's ceiling?
I mean, after you're not going to even. Oh, I mean, the Saints are going to fuck up a draft pick. So, I mean, I we'll never hear of him again. I don't think he'll be a Saint in 2 years.
Shuck?
Yeah, no.
He'll second round picks. They have him for 3 years, so he's got 3 years.
You think? I mean, you don't think
Jake Hayner's in year 3, right?
Yeah, but did we draft Jake Hayner? I think Jake.
Yeah, Jake Hayner was like a 4th round pick. Is that right?
Yeah, and I bet Jake Hayner's better than that guy. I know. I hate Shuck. So like this, like.
How do you feel about Rattler?
I like Rattler. I mean, I like him as a person. I just think
as a quarterback, how do you feel about Spencer Rattler?
I mean, he's better than Shuck. The Saints are in a good spot though, man. They're going to be pretty bad this year.
They're going to be pretty bad. And this is a good time to segue to what we're going to talk about tonight, because we're going to talk about a guy who has the potential to be the savior of the franchise for the New Orleans Saints. However, With that said, as long as Mickey Loomis is the GM for the Saints, he will never draft an LSU player in the first round, especially not number 1 overall. However, I'm talking about Garrett Nussmeier. His dad is the offensive coordinator for the New Orleans Saints. So does that factor in any way whatsoever? But
You mean,
this is a premature conversation, obviously.
yeah, I think he is a top. He's going to be a top 5 pick if he has the year we're expecting him to have.
And that's what we're here to talk about tonight. We're going to talk about quarterbacks and running backs.
According to Josh Pate, though, he's not in the top 4.
How did you feel about that Josh Pate poll?
I don't know. He's an idiot.
Did you check out his power rankings or
Let me
whatever
guess,
the hell
he
he
had
calls
a
it?
top 5 after that for everybody else. I mean, I don't know, man. I think the South Carolina quarterback is a good quarterback. Like, I'm not trying to like gaslight or anything, but he's a good quarterback. But dude, the writing's on the wall for them. They are going to fall hard this year, and I'm excited about that because I can't stand their coach. He's annoying.
I like their coach actually.
I think he made himself look like such a fool last year that I was just like, I can't take this guy.
I agree with that.
He's not very intelligent.
I'm trying to think of a comp for Lenoris Sellers.
You want me to say it?
Who?
He played for Alabama last year.
He's a better thrower than Milrow.
Not for most of the season.
He's not great, but Milrow was as bad of a passing quarterback as we've seen.
We act like they killed Clemson. They were
They nicked
down
them.
pretty much the whole game, and Clemson had a chance to blow them out, and I don't know. I guess they were like on their knees praying or something. I don't know what they were doing communion. Nothing wrong with that, by the way. I just think they're annoying, and they're a bunch of spotlight rangers.
I don't think Lenoris Sellers is a top 5 quarterback in the SEC, much less in the country.
I mean, he's hyped because of like 3 games.
Yes.
Did you remember what happened when he played at South Carolina against Ole Miss?
His supporting cast. Here's the thing about South Carolina. They lost pretty much everybody.
No, they still have a good supporting. They have good wide receivers. That's another thing that people don't realize. Like, they had good skill players last year, and they lost their running back. And that Rocket Sanders is a good running back.
What do I always say about wide receivers? Your average wide receiver is a dime a dozen. Because for a school like South Carolina,
though, not at South Carolina.
Yeah, but who do they have that's going to be an absolute game breaker?
The guy that everybody wanted at LSU, who hasn't, he's been pretty good. But
are you talking about that tight end, the guy who position?
But they have another one too. That's pretty good.
Nicholas Harbor.
Yeah, but they have another one.
Is that the guy you're talking about, that LSU one?
Yeah. That guy had some good games last year.
Yeah, but he's not really a wide receiver. He's like this weird hybrid player.
But he plays wide receiver for them.
He plays wide receiver because he wasn't physical enough to be a wide receiver. I mean, to be a tight end. Sorry,
I know that. I know he's soft. But and then they have.
And I'm not saying he's soft. I'm just saying
running back. They have a good running back, but I don't think the NCAA has let him letting him play yet. They still haven't. What do they call it?
Clearinghouse.
They haven't cleared him yet.
I don't know, but I think Lenoris Sellers is going to be significantly worse because his supporting cast is not what it was last year.
Yeah.
There's going to be a lot of pressure on him where they were a run-first team last year. There's going to be a lot more pressure on him, and he's going to have to make a significant jump. And
listen, by all accounts, he's a great person, great kid, and I think he's a hell of an athlete.
He's just another one of these college quarterbacks and another one of these systems where everybody just runs the triple option and he's not really throwing the ball. Nobody's going through progressions when it comes to passing the ball anymore. It's one man reads as a receiver open, throw him the ball or not.
Yeah.
And if everything goes right, you can look like a good quarterback, but at the end of the day, there's no difference between Lenoris Sellers and Haynes King.
I might be in the minority here. I'd rather Haynes King.
Well, that's what I'm saying is Haynes King is one of those quarterbacks that's a good college quarterback, but
I'd rather.
listen, obviously Garrett Nussmeier is the best quarterback in college football, in my opinion. But as far as like having a backup, like Haynes King's better than Van Buren.
Oh,
And I would love to have
I'd
Haynes
rather
King
ha-
on the roster.
Yeah, I mean, I would, obviously he's like one of the better quarterbacks in the country.
Yeah,
Uh,
that's a terrible analogy I just made. But
yeah,
I'm just trying to say that he's a good
I mean,
quarterback that I would want if we didn't have the best
if
quarterback
I
in.
if we didn't have Nuss, I would have probably said go after him, or Mateer, maybe. I don't know how good that guy is, but
There's not much that differentiates a lot of college quarterbacks anymore
no.
because everybody just runs the same shit. And it's a lot of gadget plays, triple option reads, and one receiver reads in the passing game, which great time to segue to why I think Garrett Nussmeier is the best quarterback in college football. I thought he was the best quarterback in college football last year when it came to talent and what he does mentally. Uh, the pressure, and by mentally, I mean what he can handle as far as game plan and execution. We basically run an NFL style offense. And you could make the argument that we could benefit by dumbing it down, or we could have benefited last year by dumbing it down because we were weaker at receiver last year than we've been in 2 decades. And some of that was due to injuries. But Garrett Nussmeier is able to actually go through progressions and read the entire field. Agree or disagree that he's the best quarterback?
I think he has. You talk about Man's pedigree. He has the pedigree as well. So I mean, he's been in the same college for 5 years now, which is super rare. He didn't quit when the going got tough, so he's obviously tough as shit. And by the way, I was very critical of Nuss when he sat out that bowl game because I'm like, the dude's not gonna stay here anyways. Well, what do I know?
I called him a pussy for that, for the record.
Dude, I couldn't stand him. And then what made me love him was when Jamie Howard's kid left for Ole Miss, and then he stayed. But he left because he's not better than us.
Yeah, he's at ULL now.
He's like, I'm never gonna play if these two guys are here.
Yeah, that was a poor decision to leave and go to Ole Miss. Think he's going to start at Ole Miss, and then he ends up buried on the depth chart at Ole Miss. But at the time, I mean, he was sitting at LSU behind a guy that ended up being a Heisman Trophy winner.
And another guy that's a Heisman Trophy candidate.
Yes. I would be.
Yeah, I get that, but like Ole Miss was the choice.
Yeah, there's this weird obsession with
Dart. I guess people thought Jackson Dart sucked that year.
Yeah, at that time
they played a easy schedule and then played really hard schedule at the end of the season.
Well, Jackson Dart's another one. You know, I mean, he's going to the Giants. The Giants suck. I totally expect him to suck in the NFL. But what separated Jackson Dart from anybody else in college football? When the game was on the line in Tiger Stadium, he threw up like 4 balls that should have been picks, but our secondary was terrible. Remember all those interceptions that we dropped?
You talking about in overtime?
Well, in overtime, and there was some in the fourth quarter too. And Jackson Dart was literally shitting down his leg in Tiger Stadium, and we couldn't take advantage of it because our DBs were so bad.
A lot of people shit down their leg there.
That is true, but the guy was a 3-year starter at Ole Miss, and didn't he play at USC before that?
Yeah, I think he started for like half the year.
And listen, let's talk about the weakness Nussmeier has. He has what I call interception demons. When there's too much pressure on him, some people call it a gunslinger. He's gonna make snap judgments and just force a football. And it could lead to interceptions. But Matt Ryan was the number one pick in the draft, and he had 18 interceptions. I forget the number off the top of my head. He had like 18 interceptions his senior year in college.
Yeah, it was he was literally a one-man show.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
that was Nussmeier on offense last year because we couldn't run the football.
He had his team in the top two. Boston College was ranked 2 at one point in that season. Isn't that crazy?
That is crazy. What was that? 07?
Yeah, it was the year LSU popped
Yeah.
in.
So Nuss does have his flaws, but he is the best quarterback in college football, in my opinion. And I don't want to see him run. I don't want to see him run.
No, he doesn't need to run. He is elusive, more elusive than people say he is. I mean, go look at the sack he dodged against Ole Miss, the sack he dodged against Georgia and threw a touchdown pass, and then the sack against his first touchdown pass to Besh. He dodged a defensive end that was coming on his backside, and he spun around and threw a touchdown pass to Besh against Arkansas.
Yeah.
2021. I mean, the dude is elusive. He's not slow. I don't think he should run, though.
I don't think he should run. I think we can talk about this in a second when we talk about running backs.
Mm-hmm.
I think we need to be more creative in the run game. We need to take pressure off of Nussmeier, especially week 1. We can't put it all on Nussmeier behind this young offensive line week 1. But that's not the answer to those problems are not Nussmeier needs to run the ball. It's the play calling needs to be more creative. The personnel needs to be more creative. That's what needs to fix LSU's run game, not Nussmeier running with his legs.
I agree. Yeah, it's not the quarterback running.
No. So we can talk about Van Buren. Obviously if Nussmeier gets hurt, the season is fucked.
It's not going to be good.
Give me the Tim Dillon.
Not good.
Not good. If Nussmeier goes down, but with that said, Van Buren is as good as you could have done in the transfer portal.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, he had some good games. He has the same stats as Lagway.
Yeah.
Same amount of games, same stats.
In truth be told, if he'd have been at LSU last year, he wouldn't have got on the field. He'd have been the third string quarterback. He'd have been battling Colin Hurley. He's probably on the same level talent-wise as Colin Hurley, but he was at Mississippi State and he got the opportunity to play and played well at times.
Yeah,
but
I'm curious. I'm not saying I don't know if the heir apparent is on the team. Probably not. But I'm not going to say that. I don't know. I don't know if he might be a gamer. Rohan Davey was a gamer.
I'll make the prediction. I already said this, last night, that I think next year's quarterback's not on this roster.
I agree. And that's probably right. But let's act like he is, it's probably him.
I would lean Van Buren because of experience.
Yeah.
But I think both would play. But when Ricky Collins left,
dude.
When Ricky Collins left, you could not have done any better in the transfer portal than Michael Van Buren. That was the perfect addition, because if something does happen to Nussmeier, your season is not 6-6. You might be able to scrape together and be respectable. You can kiss the college football playoffs goodbye. But if Nuss misses the fourth quarter of the Vandy game, you can win that game with Van Buren.
Yeah. Van Buren's quick. He's probably tough. I mean, he was running for his life last year against everybody. And he had some good games, man. He had a good wide receiver too, though. But,
yeah. And I'm not sleeping on Colin Hurley either.
Yeah, I mean, I would assume both are mentally tough. They seem to be good. I'm happy to have them. I'm happy to have. Who has a better backup than us?
Nobody.
Yeah.
Nobody has a better starting quarterback than us, and nobody has a better backup than we do. Because in college football, it's almost impossible to stack. It's impossible to have Jaden Daniels and Garrett Nussmeier on the team at the same time. because
Yeah.
the Nussmeyers and they transfer now. That's what happened with Ricky Collins. He wanted the opportunity to start. He didn't want to wait another year.
I don't know who I give credit to keeping Nuss. I don't know if it's dad himself. I think probably a little bit of both. And Kelly and everybody who were able to keep him. You'll never see that again. Even though we did say that for Matt Flynn, we'd never see that again. Because that was like the beginning of it all, like where everybody was leaving.
Well, the Matt Flynn thing was because him and Jamarcus were in the same recruiting class.
Well, there was 3 at one point. The last day we had 3 committed.
And Pat White was the other one, right?
No, yeah, Pat White was committed, but Pat White wasn't going to be a quarterback. So we actually had 4 that were committed.
Who was the third one then?
Robert. What was the guy?
That went to Ole Miss. Robert Lane.
Robert Lane. Yes, he was from Neville.
Yes.
They
ended up playing tight end at.
But he was a good quarterback for Ole Miss. Like his freshman year, he was like clearly the best one.
No, they got Jevin Sneed to transfer in, and Jevin Sneed beat him out, so they moved into tight end.
And he shouldn't have done that. They should have kept him at quarterback. That dude was a beast.
But Jevin Sneed led them to that 08 season where they had a couple upsets, including against us, where they beat the shit out of us in 08. And
no, you're talking. So he was already gone at that point.
Yeah, but Jevin Sneed was the starter in 08.
Yeah, but Robert.
Yeah, I might be wrong. He
right. Was already gone. So he started as a true freshman, which would have been our freshman year. And then he played enough to where by the time 2007 was his senior year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because 08
Ed's the one who moved him to tight end way before Javon Sneed.
He moved him because of
remember
Brent Schaefer. That's yes.
Yeah.
But anyway, in today's game with the transfer portal wide open and NIL wide open, it's even more impossible to keep these guys. And I think the quarterback room you have is as good as it can be.
I think though they had the graduate transfers back then, didn't they?
Yeah. They had the grad transfers, but you still had to sit out a year.
Yeah. Not if you graduated.
I don't know if the grad transfers were there yet.
Yeah, it was close though. It was around it was about to be.
Yeah. Juwan Johnson was getting snaps at quarterback. Mm-hmm. I don't think he is going to get that anymore.
I think they might have a package for him. I think it'd be ignorant to say that's not going to happen.
I think the chances are very slim because I think he is more needed at running back now.
Oh, I think he's going to get snaps as a running back every game.
Yeah, he's going to get significant playing time, and that's why I think the quarterback stuff is out the window.
But listen, I'm going to tell you this: that guy's an offensive player. He don't need to be on the defense.
Who? Juwan Johnson?
Yeah, it was one of the when I saw that, I was like, the kid should not be playing defense. That is.
Yeah, I think now he's probably
Didn't he go the same
running back
as what's his name? He is like the spinning image of
Sage Ryan is who
Sage
you're
Ryan.
thinking.
Yeah, like Sage Ryan probably should have played wide receiver.
I said that.
Yeah.
I said that for years. Sage Ryan was an offensive player.
Yeah, he was quick too. Like he was then he was like one of our punt returners for a little while. They just didn't ever talk about it.
So running back situation, segue here. Obviously, JT Lindsay, we talked about that the other night, not being on the team anymore. He's done for the season, probably for his career.
Yeah.
Just because the way the university policy is that he can't come back until the legal issues are settled, and the legal system takes forever. So that leaves you with 3 scholarship running backs. So now they've moved Juwan Johnson there. In practice, thus far, he has practiced exclusively there. I think it's going to be permanent because you can't go in there with 3 backs. And especially,
I don't understand why you can't, but yeah, it doesn't happen anymore. It used to be the thing. You had 2 backs back in the day.
Now they rotate them like crazy.
Yeah. It's probably for the better. But yes, you need 4. I think he'll play every game. I think he'll get touches every game. Maybe not.
I'm about to have to kill a spider. I'm on my back patio, and there's a massive spider that just walked by.
Fuck it up, dude. Just let him alone.
Got him.
Anyways, I think yeah, he's gonna get touches every game. We obviously know the starter is. He was fantastic last year. He's hurt. He was hurt last year. I think he's at 100% right now. He is little though.
You're talking about Caden Durham.
Yeah, he is little. Sorry, Caden Durham. He is little.
Caden Durham, number 29, sophomore from Houston, Texas.
No, Dallas area. He's from what was that school that all those kids come from? They're red and blue. I can't. Duncanville.
Duncanville. You're right.
I think that's outside of Dallas.
Outside of Dallas. My question is, when was the last time we had a freshman sensation running back that did better their sophomore year? Because the last 20 years, I'm going to play glass half empty here.
I'll tell you too.
It seems to me
The
like
two biggest running backs we've ever had.
Well, hold on. Let me finish this thought and prove me wrong. The last 20 years or so, it seems like every freshman sensation, and that's subjective, running back ends up having a little bit of a slump as a sophomore.
Well, Leonard Fournette's big year was a sophomore year. It was
Yes.
his junior year that was bad. Same for Geis, and not bad.
I'm
I'm
gonna say something about
and
Fournette here.
Geis was his sophomore. But Geis's best year was Leonard Fournette's junior year, his sophomore year, and then I would say also.
But let me poke holes in your theory here.
No, I'm not done. Then
I don't think both of those things are necessarily correct, though. Because if
you're talking about their, I mean, you gotta.
So when they
had a good freshman year,
was Fournette a freshman sensation on the field? There was a hype train around him, but his freshman year
ran for 1,100 yards.
As a freshman, he ran for 1,100 yards.
Check it.
If he ran for 1,100 yards, my point is null and void. But I remember people claiming that
I could be wrong. Let me check.
I remember people claiming that Darrell Williams was a better running back.
Yeah, like game 2. That was like Matthew. Sorry, Matthew.
There was a lot of fans that said that.
You could tell a difference. I mean, that guy was a great running back. I love that guy.
He rushed for 1,034 yards as a freshman.
Okay, so I wasn't that off. Probably
You're right. You're right.
Yeah.
Did he have breakout at the end of the year that year?
Yeah, he destroyed Florida. Then he had a good game. He had a good game against Alabama that year. It was just such a bad loss that everybody forgets. He had 90 yards against Alabama. He had 100 yards against Ole Miss. He had 100 yards against Florida.
Because I just remember the narrative being that he had a disappointing.
Remember that dude from A&M?
Yes, the A&M game was his coming out party.
No, Florida game was. He ran for 150 yards and 2 touchdowns against Florida.
Which Florida game was that? Was that one where we did a fake field goal at the end?
No.
Was it at home?
No, it was at Florida. I was there. What's his name, kicked a 55-yarder. 2014.
All those Florida games with all the crazy special teams run together.
Yeah. 15 was the year with the flip behind the back to Domain.
That was the one I was thinking of originally.
Yeah, you were just a year off.
Okay, so I'll give you Fournette was better as a sophomore after being a freshman sensation. Geis was overshadowed as a freshman, though. I don't count Geis in that category because he was a role player. I'm talking about a guy who was a star as a freshman, who was the starter as a freshman, who then did better as a sophomore.
So name me one who was a star as a freshman.
The obvious one here is Justin Vincent.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's one.
And then more recently, there's been guys. Well, with Les Miles, it was like he'd play these freshmen, and then the next year he would rotate all these other guys.
You talking about like Kenny Hilliard, but Kenny Hilliard, I don't know,
Yeah, Kenny Hilliard.
like a guy that would come in when everybody was tired and he would just run everybody over.
That was Kenny at the end of his career.
No, well that's how they ran him as a freshman. Remember he had like 500 yards.
Who did Charles Scott supplant when
Charles Scott's freshman year was Keelan Williams, Charles Scott, and Hester, and was the rapper? He was a badass his sophomore year. The guy who got hurt, tore his ACL bad, and then got infected. Ali Broussard.
Ali Broussard?
Those were the four backs.
Well, yeah, Ali Broussard kind of took over for Justin Vincent once Justin Vincent slipped.
And then the next year, Joseph Adai was
yeah,
awesome.
it was kind of there was
Joseph Adai was awesome the whole time. But
there was a sequence of years there where there was so much depth. It was like we'd have a freshman sensation, but then they would just be swallowed up by everybody else who was super talented. I guess what I'm saying is it's rare that a guy is the leading rusher for 3 straight years.
Yeah.
So my point is, I think the season comes down to, or the rushing attack comes down to the productivity from Caleb Jackson. I think Caleb Jackson is the most important player on LSU's roster in terms of somebody that needs to have a breakout year if you want to make the college football playoffs. It has to be Caleb Jackson.
Yeah, he needs to find the hole. He always seems to, he's one of those guys that doesn't cut back, can't. Whereas I believe Durham is one of those guys who can find the hole. Like he follows his blocks and does all the right things, and it's really fast. But I mean, yeah, what's name has all the intangibles, right? I mean,
a year ago this time, we thought Caleb Jackson was going to be the next. I thought he's going to be the next.
And you know what? We might have. We probably should have got more carries by the end of the year. I mean, nothing against Josh Williams. Love Josh Williams. Great Tiger. I actually now I wish he was on the team because we have no running back depth. But I would have liked to see Jackson get the ball more last year instead of.
Yeah.
And he did some great things. He played over what everyone thought he would. Like he exceeded his expectations, but I thought Caleb Jackson could have got more carries last year.
There were times where he had success later in the year and he would only get like 2 carries, 3 carries here and there.
He couldn't cook at all.
Yeah, and he'd be productive in his limited carries late in the season, and then we wouldn't give him the ball again.
There's a good play that he would always run. We ran it like 3 times last year where he would just kind of flare out into the backfield and they'd throw it to him. And he's so good when he's in the open field with one person because he's going to plow you over,
Yeah.
But he could dance a little more, and he's really fast. And he didn't lose that much weight. That's concerning. As I wish he was back at his freshman weight, but he's just he's a big ass motherfucker, dude. That's just what he is. He's a fucking juggernaut.
Yeah, I don't know if the weight was the issue, or is it the offensive line that was the issue? The lack of creativity that was the issue.
He still looked fast though. Like it wasn't like he looked like he was slow. I just thought he just got lost in the sauce. You had that game where Durham looked like a pro, man. He is. I think he is a pro.
Yes.
But that South Carolina game, he just.
I guess my take
went off again the next week against South Alabama. Is like Durham took the spot and ran with it. It's just what it happens at LSU sometimes. It sucks.
I guess my take and what I'm trying to say is you can't go into the season with only one running back.
No, you need Caleb Jackson. Absolutely.
And Caleb Jackson's got to be your guy. And I don't think the answer is Harlan Berry. I know he's the number 1 running back in the country. out of high school.
There might be
But
some spots you can play him, but yeah, he's
yeah,
not down back. He's not going to be an every down back his senior year. He's not an every down back.
he is what you would call an all-purpose back.
Now you could
Yeah.
use him. There's no
Yes.
doubt. Like you put the right offense, he could be. Who were those Florida running backs / wide receivers they always had? They
Well,
had like
if
3 of them in 1 year.
what we're talking about is, if you are more creative here, that's Harlem Berry has a role. But in the offense that we ran last year,
He doesn't. He's not going to be. I think I would rather put in 8 than him.
yeah, exactly. I think Harlem Berry's your fourth guy if you ran what you did last year. If you're more creative and Harlem
And
Berry's
if
a
you would-
matchup nightmare if you motion him out of the backfield. You can do different things with him because he's more of an elusive running back, but that would require some creativity we haven't seen in a few seasons. So that's my concern with Harlem
whenever
Berry.
we got Lindsey, I was like, he's going to overperform him the freshman year. Watch. I just
Yes,
thought.
I felt that
I
too.
could be completely wrong, but I mean, this is not a prediction or anything. I just was like, I thought he was a little small. He played for a really small school. It could be we could be completely wrong. It could be amazing.
I guess I would agree with that and say that I think that Juwan Johnson will finish the year with more rushing yards than Harlem Berry.
I mean, it's not a shot in the dark, right? It's pretty. It's going to be probably pretty accurate, but maybe he's a star. We'll never know. And we don't know now. Maybe we'll know in a few weeks. You never know.
Yeah, I don't think Harlem Berry plays against Clemson.
Well, I mean, you've never really seen that. I mean, I don't think Durham played one play last year.
No, they don't really. Under Brian Kelly, they haven't really played freshmen. He did not play Harold Perkins as a freshman against Florida State.
No, because remember he got the late hit and the kick.
Oh, he was on a kickoff. That was it.
Yeah, but I don't even think Durham was on anything. So.
No. Yeah, we spoon feed these guys, and I don't have a problem with that because you have Caden Durham, you have Caleb Jackson, you have Juwan Johnson, you have known quantities at running back. The other thing I want to see is, and we've supposedly at practice reports, thanks to the wonderful LSU sports industrial complex known as the Baton Rouge media, we've gotten some reports that Jelani Jenkins has seen some action in the backfield. I'm assuming Xavion Thomas will as well. Aaron Anderson's been banged up, so he hasn't been using that role, but that's a guy that could be.
Yeah, Thomas is you would think he would get. I mean, if you had to move a guy to running back, it would be him.
Yes.
I mean, I thought he was running back last year. I was like, put his ass at running back.
I think what's hurting that is the fact that Aaron Anderson's banged up, so Xavion Thomas is getting a lot of reps at receiver.
And
whereas if
supposedly he is
taking advantage of those opportunities.
I mean, he's a dog. He's from Louisiana, dude.
There's no surprise in that. You're right.
He's a dog. He's from New Orleans. He's a dog.
Holy shit, that spider all of a sudden started moving again. He was dead as a doornail.
Spiders, dude.
Dude, I got bit by one of these bad boys like a couple weeks ago. Got him that time. Again, hopefully he's dead. He's curled up in a ball.
Yeah.
Did I tell you, like, out here, don't tell the wife because I have 2 young kids for you listeners at home. I saw a black widow out here one Sunday.
Yeah. They ain't gonna hurt. Let's say
no. I actually looked it up, and the number of there hasn't been a death in the United States from a black widow since like the 70s.
That's that's just like one of those lures that they just look crazy and they name bad guys, black widows, some lady who murdered a bunch of guys. That's just I mean, they look cool and they're pretty scary looking. So
yeah, this one's just like one of those pale football ones. I got bit by one of these bad boys, and it hurt, man. So
you'll live.
We've had a lot of spiders with all the rain lately. I don't know why on the back patio.
Yeah, don't let your wife hear about that. She will.
I didn't tell her about the black widow, but she has seen some of the other ones.
Yeah. You will freak out over that.
So I mean, that's the thing. You have You don't have a shit. What was it? 3 years ago when we had 8 scholarship running backs. You don't have 8 scholarship running backs, but you've got 4. Um, and you've got some receivers that can help you at
Yeah,
running back, and you've
it,
got 2
it
quarterbacks that can help you at running the football too, and Van Buren and Hurley. So you've
yes.
got options. You've got options. It all
I thought
comes down to the O line, though.
yeah, I thought it's concerning. There's no doubt. If one goes down, it's going to be really concerning, especially if it's Durham.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. It depends on who goes down.
Yeah.
If it's Juwan Johnson that goes down or Harlem Berry that goes down, I'm not worried.
Hmm.
But if it's Caden Durham that goes down,
We'll see how good he is. I don't know how hard he runs to get hurt. I suspect he doesn't. It's not like Clyde Edwards-Helaire where he's just flailing everywhere. Or Geis. So I don't know. I don't really. Running back rankings don't really. They're another one that you can find a running back.
Yeah, well, I remember when we signed Durham, I'm like, this is what a 5-star running back looks like. Do you remember me saying that?
Yeah, and he wasn't.
Because who was the guy we were trying to get that we didn't get in that recruiting class?
Running back?
Yeah, I think from Louisiana. And I remember being like, Caden Durham is a closer to a 5-star than this guy.
I don't think we really wanted anybody from Louisiana. I don't.
Maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah, I mean, but there was somebody. I mean,
Or maybe I was comparing him to Harlem Berry.
yeah, I mean, it's probably Matthew. I mean, everybody we don't get, he loves, and some LSU fans for you, man. The other guy's always better.
Shout out Dr. Matthew. Hope you're having a good evening watching this podcast. But yeah, quarterback, running back. You've got a pretty defined pecking order for both of those. The depth chart is what the depth chart is. Even though you lose JT Lindsay, you've now inserted somebody back at running back who played a lot or played sparingly for you last year.
Mm-hmm.
And so you know what you're going to get out of Juwan Johnson at running back.
Yeah, I like Juwan Johnson back there. He seems he ran the ball a lot in high school, so
yeah,
as a quarterback and threw for a lot apparently.
Same school as Sage Ryan.
They haven't been too good for LSU. We've had about 4 of them the last few years.
Who's the head coach?
Brett Falk. Is he still the head coach?
Pretty sure.
Well, they're good. They're good, so he must be a pretty good coach. They sure as hell go to colleges. With the safety we lost last year from there.
And then we also had Fitzgerald West was from there.
Yeah, I always thought he was going to kind of play. I thought he looked like a prototypical center, but he got moved to defense right off the.
He was a little undersized.
Yeah, but you don't want your center to be that big. You don't want your center to be what was the
Ethan Posick.
Ethan Posick, yes. You don't want your center to be 6'7".
He's still floating around the NFL, isn't he?
Good as a center too, right?
Yeah, pretty sure.
So what do I know? But yeah, I think solid running backs would like would like to have the 2 guys that made bad decisions and aligned themselves with the wrong friend group, obviously, and did some dumb shit.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's some nuance to it, but you would like
it's
to
pretty
have
straightforward.
If you had both of those dudes, you would be all right.
Or are you talking about the one from the last one from last year with Trey Holly's situation's a little. That's more ambiguous. What happened?
Sure, but you just don't put yourself in that situation. And
yeah, I just don't believe JT Lindsay didn't know.
I mean, you never know. We'll probably. I don't know.
I think he'll be a good running back for Southern one day.
1 second. I gotta plug my 1%.
While Chip steps away there, I was checking the YouTube chat and we look like we're pretty good here. Um, comments wise, because we missed some comments in the chat last night. And so we're going to try to keep a better eye on that so that we can see the chat. Remember, subscribe to the video and like the page, the channel. Our friend of program Mark made fun of me last night because I got those things mixed up. It is actually like the video and subscribe to the channel. But I think I'm just going to go ahead and stay from now on, subscribe to the video and like the channel and mix it up on purpose. Just a stupid dad joke, basically. Follow us on Twitter at the Go Team Pod on Twitter. And we just reminder, we are the real podcast for serious LSU fans. It's gonna be our
We
new
got a third
tagline.
guy coming too. We got a third guy that's going to be with us starting next week.
Yeah, he'll probably dip in.
He'll be here 2 or 3 times a week. I talked to him today. He's very knowledgeable, very smart. I think everybody will really like him.
Yeah, he's gonna be famous for a particular reason.
Yeah, he says some funny stuff. But yeah, he's going to add a little bit more. He's a character.
Adding a character to the fold here. I'm gonna try to figure out how we stream this on Twitter as well. I got to work on some settings. We've added some technology this week. We're going to continue to add some different platforms and things as we go. We're not gonna get fixated on the bells and whistles. We're focused more on the content that we put out. A real podcast for serious LSU fans. Right, Chip?
Yep. So that's with the running backs and quarterbacks. I think every team is like that, though. I don't know anyone who has a stable of backs like
Not
LSU
anymore.
years ago. That was definitely rare.
That's why the Big Ten's won the last 2 national championships, because the talent is spread out across college football now. SEC teams can't hoard talent anymore.
Man, I mean, the Big Ten was still getting theirs, though. I mean, those guys were.
Yeah, but they're still look at
That
Ohio
Midwest
State
was
last year.
dominated by Ohio State big time.
But look at the guys that Ohio State got from Alabama last year.
Oh yeah. You take what's the safety's name?
The best defensive player in college football last year.
Yeah, what's his name?
Caleb Downs. Any other year or any other era of college football, he's still at Alabama
Or Georgia.
Yeah.
He's from. Yeah, I can't believe he went out there. That's crazy. But good for them. I don't like Ohio State, but I respect them. They were pretty cool to us in 2007. The fans were pretty nice.
I will say,
I hear bad things. They were cool.
well, we'll get into what I was going to say about it. I was going to say relate LSU's team talent this year to a team that played for the national championship last year. LSU probably has more talent, but than Notre Dame.
I mean, LSU, it depends.
Then Notre Dame. I was going to say.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Well, I mean, no, but Notre Dame didn't have to. They didn't have a regular schedule.
That's the thing.
That's the.
In the new system, the best teams
dude,
aren't going to play
Dame's
for the national championship anymore. It's not going to be the 2 best teams playing for the national championship anymore.
Yeah, that guy's a good coach. Like, as much as I didn't want to think that he was, he was, and he has that team playing. I mean, they like that guy. They look like they'll run through a brick wall for him. And Kelly built that thing up, so I think. Yeah, and they're going to be good this year, too. They have a weird schedule, though, this year. They play at Arkansas. That's going to be weird.
Arkansas is not good.
Yeah, but that's never fun.
It's in September.
Yeah, but it's not even the cold with Notre Dame. It's like, it's a weird place to play. Those people are strange.
That's an easier game for them. Who did they play last year?
Across the street from the stadium.
Who did Notre Dame play last year?
A&M. And I think they're playing A&M this year too.
Yeah, I think they open up against or week 2 against A&M.
No, they open up against. Don't they? Do they play Florida?
No,
There's something.
Florida's got
No, there's
Miami
no.
and
Well,
Florida
Notre
State.
Dame has a weird game the opening week.
I think it's A&M week 2. I'm like 90% sure.
Something like that.
Notre Dame schedule's front loaded and then it gets easy on the back end.
Yeah, they're gonna play all the which no
Jimmy
offense,
and Hanny were talking about it the other day, and
play
Jimmy was
Army,
making fun of
Navy,
it.
Air Force. They're gonna play.
Jimmy's like, you can't tell me this is a tough schedule when you're telling me the toughest game is Pittsburgh.
They struggle against Pittsburgh sometimes. Sometimes Pitt. Hey, Pitt's got a good quarterback, man. We stopped hearing about him after midway through the year. They were 7-0, and I think they lost the rest of their games.
Yeah. Holstein, Baton Rouge from Zachary.
Yeah, we wanted him. He might be a quarterback next year.
He could be your quarterback next year. So
I don't know. But yeah.
I do have a trivia question for you tonight, Chip.
What is it?
You know, I like hitting Chip with trivia questions every night. Can you name me the school in college football, does not have to be a Power 5 school, that has the most losses? What school has lost more games than any other school in college football?
Ever?
Yes. And Chip is not given any hints or clues about any of this before the programs.
Gosh,
Every one of these questions.
I would go Vandy, but I'm not. But they didn't make a bowl from 83 to 2007.
Vandy is 10th. I mean, 9th on this
yeah, I
list.
knew they'd be close, but it's obviously not a Power 5 team, so that's going to make it really hard.
Vandy is 9th at 671 losses in the history of the program.
I'm sure Indiana's pretty low.
Are you going to make that a guess? You're doing that Baton Rouge media thing where you're throwing that. No, hold on. You did that Baton Rouge media thing where you throw a half answer out there so you don't get tied one way or the other. So I think you should go out on a limb and say Indiana. Indiana is the correct answer. 715 losses in the history of the program.
They had some tough goes over there.
Yeah, you were trying to pull the
yeah. I was thinking it was going to be a lower because you had hinted like it doesn't have to be a Power 5 school. So I was like,
well, okay. For context, because Tulane was in the top 5.
Yeah, I didn't realize Tulane went from. I didn't realize they were that.
Or actually, they were 7th.
Yeah, Tulane went like 2-8, 2-9, in like 2021, and then had the best turnaround in college football history, supposedly.
And now they're a powerhouse.
Okay.
A group of 5 powerhouse. Would you be shocked if they make the college football playoff this year?
I hope they do. That would be sick if LSU makes it.
See, I don't think it'd be sick. I'm not for them making it and then us not getting in and then their fans.
I think it'd be pretty cool, though, if they played us in Tiger Stadium for that.
I think it would be pretty fucking cool if we played them in the game that we owe them in Ullman Stadium.
Yeah, I mean, dude, I would rather open up against them every single year and not open up against Clemson. So
we're in the wrong right now, and that is why we're not playing Tulane, because we fucked up the situation with that 10-year home and home contract, and then after one game in the Superdome, we bailed on the contract, and we owe them a home game right now.
Yeah, it was pretty weird. I had a good time. I remember going to that game.
Yeah, that was not a good contract that was set up by Skip Bertman. But that was when we went from college football went from an 11-game schedule to a 12-game schedule. So Skip Bertman made a knee-jerk reaction to do a 10-year contract with Tulane. But then right after that, everybody started. That's what brought back the neutral site games week 1. was that 12 game schedule was when you started seeing those week 1 games again.
Which was what year? I mean, that was 2007 when we played them, but
2007
we
was the
played them after
first,
that 2 more years.
I think 6
9 was the last year we played them.
Yeah, because we played them in 8 at home and we played them at 9 at home because we paid them to switch the schedule to move. In 9, we were supposed to go to Tulane, but we paid them to switch it to a home game for us. But now we owe them a home game. And so we just
Oh, yeah, I knew
refused.
we owed him. We owed him.
So that's why we won't play them, because the next time we play them contractually, we owe them a home game. And they're sticking to their guns, and we're just hoping they cave.
But it would be cool to go down there.
That's what I'm saying. When all this happened, Ullman Stadium didn't exist. Now it would be cool because Ullman Stadium would be 50% LSU, 50% Tulane. If we'd opened the season there instead of at Clemson, that would be better for this team.
Oh, I'd be so excited to go to that game.
Yes. But
It's a nice little stadium. Yeah, it's a nice little stadium. Hopefully, I think I don't like Tulane. I'm gonna be honest with you. Although the coach before this coach that's there now was a great dude. I kind of sometimes rooted for him, but I grew up hating them. My dad hates them.
Well, my issue is they don't have real fans. And so if they somehow make the college football playoff, their fake fans are going to come out of the woodwork and claim that they're better than us.
All those Jewish people and New Jersey Italians.
Hey, we're not going anti-Semite here.
I'm pro-Jew.
I'm just making a joke.
Yeah. There's only one anti-Semite in here, and it ain't me.
It's the cat that's in the background that we saw earlier.
He's
anyway.
You don't like him for some reason. I don't know why. But
any other closing thoughts?
Nah, ready for the season. What, we got 2 weeks now?
2 weeks to go. So we've got we're gonna take tomorrow night and the Saturday night off. We'll be back on Sunday night. And then we'll be closing out our previews next week. And then we're gonna move into game week the following week.
Oh, it's gonna be awesome.
Yeah. It won't be long now.
I keep looking back thinking, man, I'd heard someone say this yesterday. I think it was Pot of Gold, but I'd do the same thing. I'm like, wait, is it coming this week when we have the first game? Because the first college football game. And I'm like, oh, dang, it's the next week.
Yeah, it's the next week.
It's like, I don't know. This is like my Christmas. It used to be, it feels like when I was at Christmas before, back in the day, that Thursday night and that Saturday.
We're Troy Twilley days away tomorrow.
Is that who?
That's who I tweeted Condon to try to get him to do, Troy Twilley.
I thought we were more than that. Wait.
Yeah, tomorrow's 15 days away.
Oh, yeah, Troy Twilley is 15. Yeah, I don't know why I thought it. Who was 19 on that team?
Chris Cummings.
Yeah, Cummings.
And I didn't hesitate. That was good.
Yeah, Cummings was from Slidell.
Troy Twilley was from Slidell.
Yeah, so was Cummings.
Yeah. Anyway. All right.
Good track runners, too, by the way.
Yeah.
Speedsters. All right, bye. Good night.
Y'all have a good night. We'll see y'all on Sunday.